Hello, and welcome in to another episode of Farm to Fame. I am Kelsey Wingert. Batting second is Peter Moylan. And in the three hole today for your farmers is Maddie Mass. I'm the leadoff hitter, obviously, because I have the best batting average on the team. Texas got a new mini bat.
Whatever. I rake. Evan Longoria gave this bat.
We have the best OBP in the NL.
Shout out to Evan Longoria for this bat. Appreciate you. Always wishing you the best. Thanks, man.
How is everybody?
Ugh, you shitting me?
Are you so good?
I'm all right. No, I am. I'm fucking great. Excuse my French. I'm sorry.
Love that.
We started off. It's aggressive. Early warning, Maddie. Put one of those expletive warnings on there. That's the last time I swear in this episode.
Maddie, how are you?
I'm good. A's just called up Nick Allen, number 5 prospect.
Like the second?
Yep.
Oh, like you literally just tweeted it.
That's what I was. A little preoccupied. That's what I was doing. Sending a little
A's
tweet.
are calling up number 5 prospect middle infielder Nick Allen. He was named defensive player of tournament in the 2021 Olympics and is currently hitting .319 in AAA.
Nice. What position does he play?
Shortstop, mainly second base, secondary.
What happened to? Is Elvis Andrews hurt, or is somebody get hurt? What happened?
This is why they got COVID, unfortunately.
Ah.
Jed Lowry, Chad Pinder, who visited the spring training house, Austin Allen, Lou Trevino, and AJ Puck, and Kirby Snead placed on COVID IL. Jeez. Okay.
Is AJ Puck having a good season?
AJ Puck.
I feel like we talked about him a lot, like the first half of last year, or like going into last season.
In 3 games, 4 innings, 2.25 ERA, if you care about reliever ERA.
Very interesting. I think Trev really liked him. Somebody really liked him.
Great hair.
Peter, what's going on? What are you doing? Are you writing something?
Writing down my Aussie lingo. Yeah. Why? You got something to say? You want me to write something down for you? You want me to take some dictation? I can see that. Welcome.
I made it back to Atlanta. I'm here for 3 days, and then I go to Florida for 3 days, and then I come back here for 4 days, and then I go back to Denver for 6 days, and then I go to Houston for 4 days, and then I go back to Atlanta for a week, and then I go back to Denver. Woo!
So I don't know what I'm doing beyond this weekend. That's how organized I am.
I had to fly Southwest back from Denver to Atlanta last night because they don't have direct flights on Delta, I don't think. And Southwest doesn't have outlets on their planes. Like, what is this, 1996? I mean, they said none of their jets have them.
Yeah, I think they used planes from 1996.
Like, actually, we didn't have TVs. This is like a 2-hour and 50-minute flight. They didn't have a drink cart. We didn't have outlets.
Let me tell you something, Kels. You know what? Wow. We used to have to sit in other people's cigarette smoke on an airplane.
They let people smoke on planes?
Yes.
That's disgusting.
I had a cigarette on an Air China flight about 5 years ago as a celebratory event. 10 years ago, maybe. It wasn't long enough where I should have been having a cigarette on a plane.
Okay.
Couple of shots and a smag get you right through that plane beautifully.
Peter, you were kind of giving me a brief explanation of the Braves' start to the season because, like I told you, I was under the impression that they picked up right where they left off.
At times they have.
How has their pitching looked?
Good the second time around.
Okay.
There was some questions the first time around, but Ian Anderson was really good the other day. Bryce Elder has made 2 starts since he's been called up. First one was outstanding.
I don't even know who that is. I don't even remember him being a big prospect.
So him and Spencer Strider were drafted in the same draft and basically had the same path last year, A ball to AAA. Spencer got to the big leagues. Bryce was close, but didn't get called up last year. He was the first cab off the rank to get called up this year, made 2 starts. First one was really, really good. Last one was really impressive. The way that he battled through. He gave up 2 runs in the first inning, and then gave us 4 in a third. And I think, and then Strider came in and finished that game. So those two dudes.
So Bryce is a starter and Strider's a reliever.
Correct.
Okay.
And they carried that game and only gave up that 2 runs, and gave him a chance to score, but we just couldn't get on the board. Ozuna went deep, and then that was it.
How has Max Fried look?
He's looked. The first inning that he threw this year was as good as I've ever seen him, and then he's been pretty good. He's not quite there yet. A lot of the guys aren't quite there yet because of how rushed it kind of felt. But it's going to take it. By the end of this month, you'll see guys that are everyone except for Clayton Kershaw, obviously. But he decided that he was just going to be all world first time out. But I feel like a lot of the starting pitchers have been a little bit underdone. And
you mean all over the league? I was like,
yeah,
why are you talking about Clayton Kershaw?
Yeah, because he's an animal.
How's Dansby been at the plate? Last question.
Nope, not going to talk about it because you don't want to hear the answer.
Okay. Matty Mass printed out a 3D logo of Villanova V.
Nice job, Matty.
So,
I thought that was some sort of like crochet tool.
I can't take the full credit for making this. I think it was mostly my friend Brendan. So I got to give him
Shout out to Brendan. Credit.
Shout out Blund.
Nice job, Blund.
The opener today. 2 guys that we love a lot. A whole lot. Julio Rodriguez, who got his first big league RBI last night. Mm-hmm. And Ichiro Suzuki, one of 2 baseball players that I have ever been starstruck by. What, Peter?
I just said, where have I heard that name before?
Yeah.
There it is.
Ichiro Bartolo. That'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's an athletic article that came out that Kim Rosenthal wrote. And it was about just this really cool relationship between Ichiro Suzuki, Julio Rodriguez. Obviously, if you listen to this podcast, you know that Julio Rodriguez is a major prospect for the Mariners, who is up in the show right now. Ichiro Suzuki, if you don't know who he is, I don't know how to help you there. But I love that Julio Rodriguez is getting he can learn so much from Ichiro, and the fact that he's just like latched onto him. I love that.
It's a different relationship. You wouldn't expect it, obviously. Also, did you see Ichiro's first pitch the other night? Is it true that it was 93 miles an hour? It was clocked at 93 miles an hour.
Yeah, a tweet that I saw said record setting, like fastest first pitch ever.
He's 50.
Yeah, and Julio Rodriguez was catching.
Caught it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's so they just started playing catch and from what I understand, Ichiro was hitting the cage in 2019 and Julio walked past, and then they sparked the relationship from there. But I mean, what an ear to have, to be able to just have that as a reference. One of the greatest hitters of all time in the world, and an unbelievable outfielder. He's a specimen. From every story I've ever heard, he could have won any home run derby that he entered because he just could go out of the ballpark at will. And how many hits has he got total between the 2 leagues? Can somebody look that up? I'm going to look that up. I'm looking that up right now.
4,300 plus.
Okay.
3,089 hits in Major League Baseball.
And another 1,000 in Japan before he even got here.
Man, I hate that I got into baseball right at the tail end of his career, because I feel like I would know so much more about him as a player
So I think that he would have adapted to any generation. That's the kind of guy, if he's throwing 94 off the mound or at a warm-up pitch at 50 years old, I feel like he could have done anything. Had he been born to play right now, I feel like he would be a guy that would be trying to go deep and hit 30, 40 homers but he was in a different era.
Well, from 2001 to 2012, he essentially and almost literally played at 162 every single year.
Right.
So for 10 plus years, he hit over 300 all of those years. Was he considered to be the best player in baseball at the time.
He won the MVP and the Rookie of the Year's first year.
Okay.
And he just continued to do that, but he was with the Mariners. So it was kind of like everybody knew him, even though he was with the Mariners. And the Mariners had some good years, but they have never really done much, you know?
Yeah.
There've been some entertaining teams, but they're also all the way out there.
Did you have like a mentor in the league? Like who was a big one for you?
No, not really. Not a mentor. I felt like I could bounce ideas and questions off a few people though, but I wouldn't even necessarily call them mentor. I just senior members of the team that I respected and valued their opinion on things.
I want to talk about Rōki
Sasaki.
But first, I want to talk about tops, because if you have listened to the podcast at all in the last 3 weeks, you have learned the obsession that Peter has with the Topps Bunt card trader app. And hopefully you've had a chance to check it out by now. Like that's something that Maddie and Peter have spoken about a ton, but now Topps Digital is creating its ever-growing community celebrating their ever-growing community with their third ever virtual event called DigiCon 22. The 3-day event takes place via their Twitch stream, twitch.com/Topps Digicast, and boasts a strong lineup of celebrities, artists, personalities, and athletes, including Pete Alonso, Brett Phillips, and our very own Trevor Plouffe and Peter Moylan. Peter, you're involved in this?
Yeah.
Who will be on to face off head to head in what looks to be a heated competition in bunt trivia. So be sure to tune in starting April 29th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on their Twitch stream, twitch.com/Topps Digicast. Pete, what? Why didn't you do this ad read?
If you are friends of the pod, then you know that today's card is Spencer Torkelson, and it's a free one. So get on and get your free card.
Talk to me about Rōki, because what he's doing right now is on everywhere. It's amazing.
Right. Do you want me to run through? Okay, so we talked about him last week.
I just love when you talk about international baseball. So I'm just going to let you go.
So we talked about him last week. He threw the perfect game. No big deal. He then decided to go 8 innings, 14 punch outs, and was pulled after striking out the side in the 8th inning on pitch 102.
Also perfect.
Also perfect.
What did you say, Maddie?
Also perfect.
Okay.
He's pitched 17 consecutive perfect innings.
Just to give you some perspective, Sasaki has gone 51 up, 51 down, with 33 strikeouts in his last 2 starts. He has retired 52 consecutive batters overall, setting a new record for Japan's Nippon Professional Baseball League. The MLB record is 46 consecutive batters retired by Yusmeiro Petit in the Giants in 2014. He is on another planet. He's got a 1.16 ERA with 56 punch outs. He's a giant.
Is he? That's what I want to look up.
I would guess he's probably 6'6", judging by what I see on just the video.
He is 6'2" and weighs 167.
That's old. That has to be old. Or really?
What I don't understand about international baseball is like the posting situation, getting guys over here. So something that Mike Axiza wrote, he said, MLB clubs reportedly had pursued Suzuki when he was still in high school. He opted to remain in Japan, and he was #1 pick in the 2019 MPB draft. Sasaki made his debut with the Marines last season, throwing 83 in the 3rd innings with a 184 ERA and 87 strikeouts. And it says, what and if Sasaki, I can't read.
When and if Sasaki will come over to MLB is unknown. He must accrue 9 years of service time to be eligible for international free agency, or his team can post, which means they have to pay an absolutely lot of money, and it goes on top of the contract, but he doesn't get that money. So it's a weird thing.
That sucks for them. I mean,
does.
9 years of service to be an international free agent. That sucks.
That's right.
Yeah, so basically he either has to wait out the full 9 years in Japan and become an international free agent where it's basically no caps, or he can request to be posted. The teams, and this is what Seiya Suzuki did. The team then has to agree to post him. If they do not, it's out of his control. But they have to agree to post him. An MLB team would then pay the posting fee to the Marines, as the Cubs did with Seiya, which has worked out to this point.
Mhm.
And then Roki Sasaki's money earned is capped. It's like capped. I think the article says 6 to 7 million each year.
That really sucks. But what's the comparison level between Major League Baseball and MPB? Like, is it it's obviously a drop off, but how
But
much of a drop off is it?
It's just a different style of game too. So it's they still sort of play a more traditional style with a lot of moving parts and running and hit and running and bunting and maybe not now. I mean, I might not even know what I'm talking about, but I would assume that there's still a slight drop off.
Yeah.
That's why people want to come here.
Yeah.
This is their first choice.
More money over here. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is, like, could he be pitching? Would he be dominating in Major League Baseball if he's dominating in the MPB right now?
Well, you look at Ohtani. When Ohtani's on, he's dominant. When Yu Darvish is on, he's dominant.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just an extension of the similar body types, similar stuff. He's gone with it looks like a lot of fastball split, which is what a lot of the guys in Japan throw.
Mhm.
There's whatever you call it, it's devastating.
Yeah.
And it would be very effective right now over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like, I mean, it was all over MLB Network. It's been all over everywhere what he's doing over there. So it's really cool to follow along with, and we'll keep following along with that, but you'll see it all over Twitter too. Let's get in to our top performers of the week.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to let Peter start it off because his NL Rookie of the Year.
Correct. Hunter Green put on another show at Dodger Stadium, hometown, home crowd.
No, I didn't know that he was from there.
Led the world in pitches over 100 miles an hour after this game. 39 pitches over 100 miles an hour. Strikes out Freddie Freeman with 3 pitches, 100, 101, 102. And Freddie doesn't swing at pitches like that, but he looked a bit like me out there, honestly. But yeah, incredible performance by him. He is my pick for Rookie of the Year. And if he continues to have dominant performers like this, the book was he's going to give up a few homers, but he's going to punch out the world as well. So it's really what's been happening. You know, it's true to the scouting report. But I think as he gets more comfortable and realizes that he is as good as he is, then I think the ceiling's really high.
Well, I mean, how much does it hurt the ceiling that his downfall is giving up home runs? Because does he walk? I mean, that, like, if you have a few men on, like, a home run obviously could be a lot more damage than one run. Like, at what point will that?
It'll equal itself out. The more he learns where to not give up home runs, like the further along he gets. I don't think it hasn't been an issue to this point, and I don't think it will be. You know, it's just because he throws so hard and because he's sometimes, I mean, from what I even seen, it doesn't look like he sprays the ball and leaves the ball middle a lot, but you get away with more when you throw as hard as he does. So that's where he can lull himself into a false sense of security, I guess, because he's just been able to punch it past people for so long.
I can't wait to watch him pitch. I don't know when we play the Reds, but I hope it's soon because I can't wait to see him in person. You got to see him in person.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Opening week.
Somebody I have gotten to see in person is Matt Brash, the Mariners' number 6 prospect. He carried a no-hitter into the 6th inning versus the Houston Astros on Sunday. 5 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, 6 walks. Don't like that. 5 Ks, got his first career win We tweeted out one of his nasty pitches on our Twitter account, which you probably saw. I'm sure you've seen videos of his slider, which is just filthy.
Gross.
85 plus mile per hour sliders thrown this season with at least a home plate's worth of horizontal break. Matt Brash has 15 and everyone else in Major League Baseball has 14. That came from Codified Baseball, but that's stupid.
Yes.
But yeah, he is like, this is a guy who could be AL Rookie of the Year.
The crazy part to me is it's not like your traditional fluid, big, tall, mechanical, lanky Jacob deGrom style guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's more of a just rock back and whip it aside. But it's impressive to see him throw that sinker at 98 and then fire it up with that slider. That's absolutely disgusting.
I hate the 6 walks. Was that? I'm trying to look at his game logs, but there's only going to be 2.
Man, you're big on the walks tonight. You're just trying to bring everyone down.
Well, he only walked 1 in his first start. So maybe I feel like 6 has to be uncharacteristic, right?
But you're trying to put throttles on people now, Kelsey? You're trying to lower the stuff a little bit to walk less people?
No, I'm just trying to get a full understanding of what I'm working with.
Oh.
Your turn.
Hi.
Aw.
This is my guy, Spencer. What? If he's going to be my guy, I have to say his name correctly. This is my guy, Spencer Torkelson. We talked last week about him not recording his first hit as yet, but he well and truly made up for that. The batting average has been raised to 40, and his last week was ridiculous. 6 for 15 with 2 doubles, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts after 7 strikeouts in his first 4 games.
Yay, Spencer Torkelson.
Yay,
and the fans
Spencer
seem to be
Torkelson.
very excited about him. Like the videos of his home run are really cool to see. It was cool. So rooting for Torque.
The thing I didn't put on the slide, I saw this. The fan that caught his home run gave it back for free, which was nice.
That's good.
Aww.
And Torkelson gave him signed bat, signed gloves, signed everything. And then 2 authenticated tickets from his debut, something like that. So
Dang.
yeah,
That's what you get.
Well done.
So
See,
being a
be
good
nice,
person.
people. Exactly.
That's what you get. Good people. Okay. Griffin Dorshing. Who? You haven't heard of him because he plays for Oklahoma State. He's a grad student first baseman, and he just mashes. He's hitting 333 this season. He has 2 moonshot homers in the last 4 games. The first one was 500 feet versus Wichita State on April 12th. The second home run went to the street and it bounced into a car
Dude's
on
a
April
beast.
17th. 500 feet?
I don't think I've seen that before.
No.
Not officially, anyway.
I saw 466 this week, but Trout hit 472. And who hit 141? Who has the longest home run in baseball?
Probably Stanton, Judge, one of them. Do you want to talk about the Yankees real quick, Maddie, or are you good?
I'll talk about Nestor.
You want to talk about the Orioles?
Never heard of him.
Are they going to be good this year, apparently? Talk
What?
down the big bad Yanks. Matt McLean, Reds number 4 prospect, entered the week hitting 167 in AA and finished the week hitting 344.
Oh, good
and
for
put-
him.
Put a stamp on that biatch by hitting for the cycle. How we like that?
And how many pitches?
Only seeing 7 pitches.
That's wild. He hit for the cycle, only seeing 7 pitches.
So that's wild for 2 reasons. Because if you go home run, single, double, and you've got a chance to hit a triple, and by that stage you've only seen like 5 pitches, dude, bounce something.
Yeah, like the triple wasn't his final at bat. Like where
Right.
he knew, like, if I had to triple here, I'm hitting for the cycle. And the triple's the hardest thing to
Right.
hit.
I'm not saying walk him, but I'm saying at least make him work for it. Holy
Yeah.
shit. But congratulations to you, Matt McLean. And should we give the shout out to the guy that told us to do it on Twitter, or should we just,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Evan Phillips.
no way. That's his full thing, at Evan Phillips.
I mean, he's a big JOMBOY fan. It's at
Okay.
the Evan Phillips.
Shout out to at the Evan Phillips for that one.
Yay, Evan Phillips.
Well done.
Josh Palacios, familiar because he is our friend Richie's brother. The Nationals picked him up off of waivers from Toronto. His first swing with Nationals AAA was a home run. So far in 2 games with the Nets organization, 4 for 8, 2 home runs, 7 RBI, 2 walks, a stolen base, a 1.8 OPS, and he hits the gritty down the third baseline after each home run.
Why not?
Sounds just like Richie. I love that. And you know what else sounds just like Richie?
Tell me.
Kings,
Ooh.
DraftKings. And
Bang.
baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. New customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can take a swing at stacks of green with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Baseball Contest. New customers can play free for thousands in prizes with their first deposit. Pick a lineup of 2 pitchers, Peter Moylan, Matt Brash, and 8 batters while staying under the salary cap and rack up points for hits, runs, strikeouts, and more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. And best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code JOMBOY. Bet just $5 and win $200 in free bets if your team wins their game. That's promo code JOMBOY at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. 21 and up. Restrictions apply. MLB trademarks used with permission. See show notes for
Beats.
details.
Bang. Nailed that. Killed that.
Speaking of lineups,
Oof.
Peter and I just picked up Tyler McGill for our
Oh, yeah, we
fantasy
did.
team.
He's kind of killing it, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is one of the nastiest ones out there. And by the way, they still have, is Cookie Carrasco coming back, or is he pitching for them right now too?
Coming
So
back.
they have it in, they've got the best rotation in baseball without DeGrom right now. And it feels like Buck's doing some good shit over there.
I cannot believe Jacob deGrom is hurt.
They don't seem very Metsy at the moment, I guess is what I'm getting at.
How long are we going to be without the best pitcher in baseball?
Well, I retired in 2018, Kels. Okay.
310.
Get over it.
310. Okay. Did y'all see this stuff on Twitter about the
Yes.
paychecks that the minor leaguers got?
I have a question
was
straight
like-
up.
Okay.
Do we have any context? Is this like prorated based on a couple days, 1 day pay? I understand that on the surface, it looks shit. And given second profanity warning, I apologize for that. But I think there has to be some context around it. Now, I know history would tell us that minor leaguers are not well looked after. But from what I've seen from the videos that the guys are posting about their apartments that they've been getting, it's been pretty well organized, and that's gone pretty well from what I can understand.
The apartments look great. That's
so I
good.
don't just want to throw shade at something because it looks really shitty is I guess my point. So I really want to, if this is based on a 2-week pay schedule and they have getting this in their account, then obviously there's something that needs to happen immediately because no one can live off $50.
That's my only thought was that, and if people haven't seen it, it's Advocates for Minor Leaguers Twitter account. They do a lot of the stuff like we're saying with the minor leaguers and trying to get them what they deserve. They posted screenshots April 16th about a number of guys that dollar amounts between $50 and $70 were hitting their bank accounts. And that just lines up with 2 weeks from April 1st. So, you know.
Golly, if that, I mean, as I said, I don't know enough about it to be all of a sudden just ridiculing, but I know for a fact that I used to get paid $128 every 2 weeks when I was in rookie ball. So I know what it looks like to get terrible checks.
Yeah. I mean, I think this was some kind of like weird fluke because that doesn't make, if it's a 2-week paycheck, I think we have to like assume that it was a prorated amount or did a lot of minor leaguers like respond to that, like share it, quote tweet it, like I wonder what their reaction was to it,
Mm,
because that would probably,
that's a good question.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the tweet now and have not seen any context, any player responses, nothing like that.
Right. Still, it's something that needs to be watched because I don't know that guys are getting paid anymore this year anyway, are they? Like there
I
wasn't
thought
anything that
everybody
got,
I thought there was, I mean, they're still getting paid trash and they still need to be making more money, but
but they're just not
thought
paying
that-
the housing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
So-
thought there was a pay increase, like a 30% pay increase at each
That-
level.
Okay, good. Well, again, something that we should be paying attention to for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's also pay attention to Aussie Lingo. You're on the clock.
I don't know whether you saw me earlier, but I was writing something down. So I've got something in the bag for you guys today.
Okay.
Rip snorter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Rip snorter is
A really good one, isn't it?
yeah. It is a pig.
That's a great guess.
Thank you.
I'm going with a block of cheese.
Also a great guess. Someone playing a good game of sport, having a blinder, or something that's exceptionally good. Can also be bonza or butte.
Say it.
Geez, that guy's having an absolute rip snorter.
Yeah. Love it. Well done.
Thank you. That might be the Aussie lingo of the year. So
Well done.
there you go.
Okay, next time we see y'all, Braves have 3 versus the Dodgers starting tonight. Peter will have a lot to discuss.
And there's also a JOMBOY ticket giveaway for the Miami series, the Miami game. If you guys
Oh,
are
that's so
on
fun.
Twitter, make sure you go and look at that. Check that out. I retweeted
Is
it
that
today.
you, or do y'all go to Miami after?
That is JOMBOY. They go
Okay.
home. They come here. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm working.
Yeah,
that weekend.
so
Yeah.
is Atlanta, they're at LA and then they come home and they play the Marlins?
Off day Thursday. Series starts Friday against the Marlins.
Okay. We have the Phillies starting tonight. So
Good luck. Can you let me know how they are? And I know they're just a bunch of lumps in the outfield running around hitting homers, but need to see how that defensive prowess looks.
thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Sorry, my energy was low today. I'm living on airplanes, but I'm loving every minute.
Sounds like it.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Peter Moylan is the greatest. Maddie Mass is our glue. We love you guys. Farm on, farm often. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye, everybody.